Welcome to the Wisdom Path, Chosen One. You didn't come upon this video by coincidence. You have been chosen for a one-of-a-kind mission by someone with unlimited knowledge and goodwill. It is time to confront reality and wake up. You come here to accomplish more than just survive. There is a purpose you were sent. Your destiny will alter as a consequence of what is spoken here today. Please open your hearts and accept reality. Your counsel is waiting for you along the path that lies ahead. Come on, choose one and write 11 in the comments. The time has arrived for you to begin on this amazing voyage. Watch the video till the finish and figure it out. This is not your ordinary connection. This phenomenon rewrites the rules of connection and attachment. It commands attention, shifts perspectives, and leaves behind a trail of amazement and upheaval. It affects the essence of what it is to love and be loved, leaving hearts rather than just touching them. Instead of a tranquil harbor, this connection is a roaring storm that compels its members to confront their full potential and darkest fears. This kind of love does not tolerate compromises in which comfort and consistency provide a false sense of security. It demands authenticity by breaking down veneers and unveiling the soul's inner essence, leaving just the unadorned, pure truth behind. It is a strict reformation rather than a smooth transition, smashing boundaries, testing limitations, and leaving little opportunity for complacency. It pushes development, not as a loving mentor, but as a storm that clears the way for what seems to be a strong lighthouse on a roaring sea. Such love shines like a beacon across the tumultuous oceans of life. It doesn't fade. It doesn't waver. It burns brightly, illuminating the darkness inside. Those who see both it and the route ahead. When people are around such love, they begin to question the pillars on which they have constructed their lives. Those who see jealousy employ it as an unspoken language, with wrath disguised as concern and envy wrapped in criticism. But, sweetheart, their discomfort is not due to malice. It is not hate. Please. Their own feelings are being heightened. It acts as an inescapable reminder of their inadequacies and the lack of courage to confront them. Their spirits scream, "Why not me?" When they see you soak up a brilliance they can only imagine. Oh, trust me, this is not your responsibility. You were not chosen to reduce your love, your truth, or joy for the benefit of others, any more than the lighthouse dims its light to calm the stranded sailor. You are displaying an elegance that commands attention, a love that questions the status quo and encourages others to reflect on themselves. And isn't that why one is chosen to stir the pot, to provoke thinking, to demonstrate the divine's beauty to a world too content with its own mediocrity? Your love? Yes. Unquestionable, steadfast love is a mission, not a possession. It is the unspoken message your life conveys. It is not your obligation or purpose to make others around you feel better. Their judgment merely reflects their own desires. Their animosity is a subtle indication of their own unconscious goals. Allow them to deal with what they perceive. Allow them to reconsider their judgments, the obstacles they've built, and the limitations they've committed to. You are not responsible for dismantling their prisons. It is your job to be free. Recognize the selected one. The divine is disruptive, and you are a reflection of the divine. It adapts rather than conforms. It ignites rather than settles. Those who are most committed to love will always face resistance. However, bear in mind that opposition is what drives change. If no one is complaining, you could be playing too little. You have the type of love that brings people to a standstill. It's the sort of love that demands a response, whether it's praise or criticism. Your goal is to uplift others, not fit in. Let them talk, then let them wrestle. Allow them to express their frustrations and anxiety. You continue to shine. The lighthouse just stands tall and does its duty, without explaining anything to the storm. So, stand tall. My love, let your love disturb the foundations. Allow it to rouse the sleeping and disrupt the comfortable. Being subservient or hidden is not why you came here. You are intended to be courageous, attractive, and a living example of what happens when the divine chooses to shower one life with love. Allow them to ask. Give them the opportunity to comment. Allow them to be jealous. 10 hearts are deeply moved by what they see in you. For every word of doubt they say, don't even contemplate dimming your lights for a second. You are intended for this. This is your job. This is your moment. When coupled, this connection produces a transformative, magnetic, and unstoppable force. It shocks rather than just inspires. The intensity acts as a mirror, reflecting not just force and beauty, but also the shortcomings and unfulfilled desires of those who watch. This partnership is unlike any other. It is a driving force that demolishes mediocrity and awakens something extraordinary. A catalyst for change. Nothing remains unnoticed, unchanged, or unaffected while it is present. It is the center of both internal and exterior revolutions. Envy casts a heavy shadow over those who consider themselves inferior to you. They try to reproduce what cannot be created by imitating your essence. Instead of being endearing, their mimicking just emphasizes how inauthentic they are. They attempt in vain to embody the flames. They will not be able to ignite your genius by dressing it up like a poorly fitted outfit. Their tactics are basic. Their strategies are transparent and apparent. They sow discord where you plant peace. They want to destabilize where you build. They create chaos, excitement, and confusion in the hopes that the noise will conceal your strengths. Clarity. They act out of desperation, not strength, making a clumsy, grasping effort to grab something that is out of their reach. Every falsehood they spread and rumor they start as proof of their insecurity. They make a determined attempt to conceal. They want you to feel bewildered, unorganized, and unsure. Their efforts to shake you up, on the other hand, simply serve to reinforce your solid base, which they most envy. In a culture that seeks homogeneity, the friendship you've built defies convention and goes its own way. Its relentless determination allows it to withstand the repeated waves of criticism and manipulation. It's futile for them to attempt to shatter it. All of them just boost their strength. Their deficiencies are mirrored in what they are unable to tolerate or destroy, and they get irritated and lash out, revealing more about themselves than intended. If heavenly love fills your heart, now is the time to share it. Each of you plays a unique part in God's grand plan. Your donation will provide an answer to our prayers. Take urgent action. You were designed to do much more under God's caring care. Spread your blessings to magnify His reign in the great fabric of life, where each thread is woven with purpose. May God bless you. Not every thread has integrity. Some are drab, torn, and meant to fall apart when the truth is revealed. The chosen among us are put to the test, not only by their own hardships, but also by invisible forces seeking to destabilize their destiny. Certain individuals wear the mask of friendliness, with grins that are as polished as gold, yet as empty as driftwood. There is a hushed tempest of betrayal lurking underneath their seeming benevolence. Even the tiniest breeze of inquiry cannot penetrate their intentions, which are shrouded in a thin veil of loyalty. They creep with the stealth of shadows, whispering into the nooks and crannies of your existence where doubt has yet to take hold. Rather than the bravado of the military, they utilize subtlety rather than force in their comments, which are intended to grow like weeds in your calm environment. Their little plants seem benign, yet their seeds develop in a splits wide enough to separate hearts. Their actions are intended to destabilize without being seen. They are deliberate but concealed. This is a desperate act by people who are incapable of generating anything except destruction. It's anarchy disguised as wit, not mastery, mistaking the havoc they create for power. These saboteurs thrive in the veil of uncertainty. Their most serious weakness is their inability to withstand the light of truth. Authenticity, like the early and late breaking of the shadows, burns through their illusions. Its light shatters their lies, revealing the hollowness of their intentions, since the unwavering force of truth is too powerful for any deceit, fraud, or fabricated lie. You do not need to be terrified of these falsehoods. Because you are a chosen one, they cannot approach your objective, which has been polished by adversity and forged by clarity. Their ideas will not dull your brilliance. They can only bring attention to the stark contrast between your principles and their aims. Their fake fealty cannot resist the force of your resolve. Like a house built on sand, people who observe their whispers, which are meant to dissipate, instead reveal your foundation. Although the tools of deception are clever, they are not indestructible. A single word of truth may dismantle a fortress of lies. Their attempts to undermine you fail because you stay loyal to yourself and are unable to dislodge what is founded on purpose. They may try to twist your story, but they have no right to write it. Nobody else has the power to influence your destiny. Your life's chapters are written according to divine plan. Consider the subtle shifts in tone and the lingering ambiguity that their words elicit. Your compass is intuition, which is sharper when dishonesty is prevalent. Trust the voice within you that cautions you when their words and actions don't match, or when their praise seems to be motivated by an undeclared agenda. You are insightful and not paranoid. The ability to discriminate helps you remain on track while exposing those who would attempt to distract you under the guise of giving assistance. They will test your limitations. However, boundaries allow truth to grow while keeping falsehoods out. They're not hurdles. Never hesitate to enforce them. It is in your best interest to limit your exposure to persons who might harm you. This is not cruelty. Allow them to stay outside your gates, watching your continued consent. The truth is that they cannot affect you. You are not called to be average. Your life exemplifies tenacity, overcoming the noise of distractions and the load of betrayal. Their efforts to undercut you fueled your drive. They lack the clarity required to produce. As a result, they thrive on confusion as a chosen vehicle. You, on the other hand, have prepared not just to survive, but also to thrive in the face of their intentions. Now is the time to oppose their deception. They play little games. You have a wide purpose. Each endeavor to sow chaos allows you to refine your talents and grow more in sync with your genuine nature. Their lies have created your resilience. Their betrayal is like the wind fanning the flames of your transformation. You do not have to respond to their chaos. You do not need to fight them on their battleground. The reality just is. It has no competitors. Allow their statements to fall to the floor. Let their schemes fall apart on their own. You are too valuable to squander your efforts on those who do not appreciate you. Concentrate on the legacy you are making and the vision you are developing. This has nothing to do with retribution or discrediting them. It's about keeping your focus on the future. Their conduct is diverting, but your aim will never change. Continue on your way. Continue to speak your truth. Continue to shine in all of your brightness, knowing that their inability to do so will not diminish your light. The capacity to let go of things that no longer serve you is the most valuable gift you can give yourself. Even if their dishonesty stings, you cannot let it deter you. Even though their falsehoods may resound temporarily, the truth always prevails. Let go and forgive them, not for their sake, but for your own. You do not have to shoulder the load of their anxieties. Your goal is to exceed them. Every adversity and glimpse of doubt is helping you become the person you were meant to be. It's no accident that you inherited resilience, understanding that what is intended for you cannot be taken away, delayed, or lessened. Walk with bravery, no matter how loud the cacophony around you becomes. Your unflinching commitment to the truth is what gives your journey its force. You are the power that shapes your destiny and the architect of your own reality. Their ideals, goals, and betrayal are all temporary shadows. Your truth, purpose, and light will never perish. Speak with confidence. Let a true life, and don't make compromises for the sake of others' comfort. Instead of being a hindrance, let their treachery act as a catalyst. Allow them to influence you to demonstrate how firm your limits are. Allow their attempts to dull your light to make you even more dazzling. You've been chosen. You cannot be stopped. You are undeniably powerful. Allow the world to see your power through the unshakable truth of who you are, not simply with your words. Be steadfast, climb higher, and keep shining your light. In this case, just standing firm is insufficient. It all boils down to understanding when to let go of items that no longer fit. The first step towards emancipation is to recognize the forces that drain and dominate you. With each stride ahead, you pave a road that no one else can follow, leaving the saboteur in the shadows of their own plans. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace come upon you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine purpose and is unaffected by worldly worries. Look attentively to those who pray continuously. Their pretended attention is often used to find flaws. Their queries are not motivated by concern, but rather by a desire to identify flaws that they may exploit. Their quiet conceals hidden plans and words. Those apparently harmless or veiled daggers, muttered half-truths, and expertly placed falsehoods spread outward, causing schisms and uncertainty. They convey their manipulations as a concern. Their advice is altruistic. However, every phrase has hidden motivations. When they try to create disorder, it is never by coincidence. They manufacture diversions, orchestrate misconceptions, and lay traps, all with the goal of weakening the relationships you've worked so hard to cultivate and attempting to derail you. They fail to see that these tactics simply help to heighten your awareness. Their acts, however subtle, are evident when seen through the lens of intuition. Trust your intuition. They are your most direct guidance in the face of such deception. Boundaries are not obstacles to solitude, but rather boundaries that preserve your refuge. They serve as protective barriers from negativity, the filters that only allow authenticity to enter your inner circle. Those who live on deception and strife have no place among them. Remove them access to your energy with determination, not uncertainty. Protecting your peace is not harsh. It's an assertion of self-worth. Every second you spend wallowing in their mess depletes your clarity. Building resilience is more than simply holding the line. It is also about understanding the tendencies of those who want to destabilize you. Manipulative powers do not make spectacular announcements. They crawl in, testing the waters with modest incursions. They turn trust into a weapon, manipulating it to their own purposes. However, their power fades the instant you refuse to participate. The moment you realize their techniques for what they are, stepping back removes their capacity to control the narrative. Transformation is seldom an easy process. Their inner battle is caught between the comforts of their old habits and the promise of progress is not your burden to carry. Change needs sacrifice. They're leaving behind what is no longer useful. Their reluctance creates a whirlwind of anxiety and resistance. a reckoning about what they must leave behind. They hunger for the clarity that your presence brings. But beware the cost of walking into that light. They can't walk both routes. Ultimately, people must choose whether to cling to the familiar or embrace the flames of change. The decision is theirs, but your course stays unwavering, unaffected by their hesitancy. The initial spark of self-doubt explodes like a quiet ember, soon growing into an all-consuming wildfire. Can they really live up to this connection? You symbolize a mirror that reflects their hidden anxieties, pushing them to confront aspects of themselves they have long ignored. Their internal dialogue becomes a fight. Each apparent flaw is exaggerated until it appears overwhelming. Doubt roars, drowning out the steady voice of their inner knowledge, and their thoughts spiral into overanalysis. A never-ending loop of imagined possibilities and self-imposed limitations. What if it is too much? What will the world think? They create a web of preconceptions and worries, engulfing themselves in a mental labyrinth that saps activity and obscures insight. Distance becomes their shelter, a protective impulse to keep them safe from the vulnerability they dread. However, even as they pull away, they are drawn to something irrefutable, something that cannot be ignored. Every stride back heightens the need, emphasizing the reality that no amount of distance can separate. Resistance falters, crumbling beneath the weight of their need. They approach a breaking point, not gradually, but explosively, as if a floodgate had opened. The understanding arrives suddenly, like a bolt of lightning in the dark, lighting the inescapable fact. Losing this connection is the one thing they really dread. The maelstrom of uncertainty and indecision dissipates, revealing a single reality. This relationship is not elective. It's crucial. This realization is not serene. It is turbulent. It smashes through their facade of authority, revealing real, unedited emotions. The stakes are no longer speculative, but rather very real. Every worry, every doubt that formerly kept them prisoner pales in contrast to the immensity of what they stand to lose. The life they've known seems like a cage, its walls revealed by the merciless light of what may be. They have a choice: cling to the comfort of stasis or walk into the unknown and embrace the change your presence requires. What pulls people in is not only adulation, but the evident force of your genuineness. You don't demand attention. It gravitates towards you. Your perseverance draws others in, not just lighting your path, but also inspiring theirs. They see in you the prospect of rising beyond mediocrity and claiming their own power. Your essence is a force for change, an invitation to remove the masks and restraints that they have worn for far too long. Your absence has no negative consequence. It intensifies it. Even after a break, the imprint of your energy continues to influence their perspectives and guide their decisions. They find themselves changing, not out of duty, but because your example demonstrates what is possible. The relationship is not a transitory spark. It's a wildfire that transforms everything it touches. You aren't only someone to admire. You are an example of what life can be when lived completely and unapologetically. This excursion represents their reckoning, a confrontation with the shackles that have held them back. Toxic influences, obsolete habits, and stifling concerns are revealed as the illusions people choose. This link represents breaking free, leaving behind the familiar in search of something remarkable. It is not an easy journey, but it is the only way to achieve the freedom they want. With each stride forward, they let go of their doubts, cutting links with forces that are no longer useful to them. Their decision isn't a reluctant compromise. It is a daring leap into change a proclamation that they are ready to rise and face the challenge of this relationship with unyielding determination. The moment of understanding is never gentle. It slashes like a razor, shattering the illusion of safety. The question is not only about love. It is about choosing sincerity over illusion, depth over shallowness. Their doubts no longer confine them. Instead, they ignite the fires of change. Rebuilding trust becomes their job, not via tentative gestures, but through purposeful, unwavering action. If time or circumstances dictate, build a gap. They confront the difficulty of carefully and purposefully restoring the link. They do not abandon the attempt. They lean toward it, making real acts instead of hollow words. This bond is much more than just surviving the difficulties. It is about coming out stronger, founded on a foundation of truth. Their sacrifices no longer seem like losses, releasing poisonous ties, obsolete routines, and the shadows that formerly held them back is a kind of release. The trip is not easy. It lays them naked, requiring vulnerability and commitment. However, during this process, they find something more profound, a new sense of self, a commitment not just to you, but also to their own development. This is not about achieving an ideal. It's about stepping inside the individual. They were always meant to be. Individuals may use this option to redefine what counts, choosing a life of honesty, even when it requires guts. They are unaware of their own capabilities. The challenges you face together are not walls. They are gateways. Each challenge necessitates resilience and harmony, transforming you both into something better. This is not a measure of quality, but rather a refinement of aim. What was meant for you cannot be lost due to time, doubt, or interference. It rises through the din, uncompromising and unstoppable, arriving at the precise moment it is meant to. Standing firm in the face of adversity is not the same as being passive. It is a huge confirmation that you trust the path ahead of you and disregard the cries of skeptics. Their noises are transient. However, your search is forever. Patience is not passive. It is getting ready. What is meant for you arrives at the precise time, aligning your preparation with the right opportunities. It is not required to control all variables or enforce outcomes. It is your obligation to go boldly, knowing that nothing can prevent what is destined to happen. Your inherent strength is evident. It is a light that will not go out for the sake of others. Comfort. You don't care about their disapproval or envy. It is just evidence of your alignment and power. May you be blessed as you follow the Lord's light. You are on an outstanding road, as shown by the chaos surrounding you. Instead of letting it distract you, let it strengthen your determination. Your anchor is genuineness. It does not need justification or explanation. Your enthusiasm will change the world around you. Draw on what is meant for you easily. It is not your obligation to draw the greatest attention with the brightest lighting. You've confirmed it. Trust the process as it progresses. With each challenge, you transform into an untouchable version of yourself. You are strong when you stay true to yourself. This is not about seeking affirmation or acceptance. Nothing can slow down or diminish what is rightfully yours. It always finds its way. You are an uncompromising, unapologetic, and unforgettable force of nature. Tell people about your journey as proof of what persistence and true effort may achieve. This is not a desire for praise. Allow your voice to resound as an affirmation of your power and a reminder that you are the creator of an infinite universe. If you go out with a purpose, the world will follow your light.